Last year, in July 2021, one of the most talked about topics of space tourism became a reality when two of the world's richest, Jeff Bezos of Blue Origin and Richard Branson of Virgin Galactic, went to space for the very first time. Yes, it was in reality. Hello and welcome to the In Focus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be talking about space tourism and how is it harmful for the climate. So before starting, let's first see few of the pictures of Richard Branson when he went to the space with his teammates. So this is Richard Branson with few of his teammates, and he went to space for the very first time in his own company's rocket. So let's see what all we will be studying in the video. First, we'll be knowing what is the news and about the news. Then what is space tourism and why is it so much in news. Then what the study has findings and why is it considered that space tourism is harmful for the climate. Then we'll be knowing about the Montreal Protocol, and in the end we will be looking into a prelims MCQ. So this topic is very important from General Studies paper 3, Space Technology and Scientific Innovations and Discoveries. So let's see what is the news, and this news has been taken from the explained section of Indian Express, and it reads, is growing space tourism posing a risk to the climate? So there are two components. First, what is space tourism? Second, risk to the climate. So let's see that what the news talks about. It says that three of the most prominent companies in space tourism, Virgin Galactic, Blue Origin and SpaceX, they are sending more and more rocket, and they are having a bad effect on the climate, and they are increasingly contributing to global warming. So how are they increasingly contributing to global warming? We'll just see. Now a study has been conducted by University College London, the University of Cambridge and MIT, and it says that the chute emissions from the rocket launches are very much effective at warming the atmosphere as compared to other sources. So when the rocket goes up, like for example, when the rocket goes up, it has a lot of chute which comes out from the rocket. So this chute contains many harmful gases and chemicals which are helpful in warming of the atmosphere, which is helpful in global warming. So the routine launches by the rapidly growing space tourism industry may undermine the progress which is made by the Montreal Protocol in reversing the ozone depletion. So what is Montreal Protocol? Montreal Protocol works towards controlling or restricting the ozone depleting substances. So Montreal Protocol basically works to protect the ozone layer from depletion. So let's see what is space tourism, one of the topics which has been in news since last year. So space tourism is about humans traveling into space for recreational purposes, business purposes, for their leisure time. Then it makes space more accessible. It makes space more accessible to those individuals who are not astronauts and they want to go out in space not for any scientific purpose. And three of the most prominent companies in the business of space tourism are Blue Origin of Jeff Bezos, also the owner of Amazon, then Virgin Galactic of Richard Branson, and SpaceX belongs to the world's wealthiest man, Elon Musk. Now, the progress which is made by the companies in the space tourism sector will decide whether space travel will one day become as accessible as air travel. This will take many years to happen. And global space tourism has been growing, it is prospering, it is thriving with different varieties of flights coming out for people, like zero pressure balloon trips for short flights, astronauts boot camps, and simulated zero gravity flights. So it is not like there is only one kind of flight present for people to go to space, but there also now there is a lot of variety which people can choose in between of. Then space industry is one of the world's fastest growing sectors. From 350 million in 2019, it is expected that by 2040, this industry will be worth around $1 trillion. So you can imagine the speed with which it is growing. It is booming actually. So now let's see that what are the findings that has taken place. So a study has been conducted by the University College London, the University of Cambridge, and the MIT, and it has found that environmental damage is caused by rockets is far greater as they emit gaseous and solid chemicals directly into the upper atmosphere. So what does upper atmosphere means? Where is the ozone present? So upper atmosphere is stratosphere. See, the ozone layer is basically present in the stratosphere. You can say that the upper stratosphere. So in the stratosphere, what happens is these gases or the chemicals, it gets trapped, and when it gets trapped, it helps in warming of the earth, which leads to global warming, which leads to climate change, and which also leads to harmful effect causing on the earth. Now the potential for the depletion of the ozone layer above the Arctic, and the ozone layer is most thin is above the and at the poles. So ozone layer is most thin at the poles. So pollutants from rocket fuel and heating caused by spacecraft returning back to earth, along with the debris the rocket causes in the space, are one of the few harmful effects of the space tourism that is taking place, and it is causing harm to the ozone layer. So the main point is that whatever space tourism is up to, or whatever people might find it very lucrative, but the space tourism is ultimately affecting the ozone layer, and it is helping in the depletion of the ozone layer. Now let's see, and one point which is very much a concern for all the scientists and researchers around the world, that the emission of black carbon is the topic, or is the point which is the scientists and the researchers are most concerned about, as black carbon shoot is emitted by rockets directly into the atmosphere. And what is the point of concern is that it is 500 times more efficient at retaining heat. So what happens, like imagine this is earth and this is the atmosphere. So this is the troposphere layer and this is the stratosphere layer. So what happens, that if black carbon will be present in the stratosphere layer and it is efficient at retaining heat, so it retains heat as compared to the other compounds. So imagine if the rocket is coming in and the rocket is going out, then what happens is the harmful chemicals and gases will get trapped in the stratosphere, and because of the presence of black carbon in the stratosphere or in the atmosphere, the gases will be trapped, the heat will be trapped. So when the heat will be trapped, what will happen? This will lead to global warming, this will lead to climate change. So this is how the black carbon is the most dangerous component when it comes to space tourism. That why is it harming the climate of Earth? Then within 3 years of additional space tourism launches, the rate of warming due to the released shoot would be more than double. This is because of the use of point 1 kerosene by SpaceX and second is hybrid synthetic rubber fuels by Virgin Galactic. So SpaceX is using kerosene and Virgin Galactic is using hybrid synthetic rubber fuels. Now let's talk about Montreal Protocol. This is also important, as conventions and protocols are very important from both science and tech perspective and also from the environment perspective. So Montreal Protocol was adopted in 1987 and its aim was to protect Earth's ozone layer by regulating the production, means manufacturing and consumption of ozone depleting substances. So all the substances which helps in the depletion of the ozone, their production and their consumption will be regulated. So it happens in a step-wise and time-bound manner. So the developing and the developed countries have equal but differentiated responsibility. So what is equal and differentiated responsibility? It means that the phase out of the ozone depleting substances will be the responsibility of both the developed and the developing countries. But the developed countries like the United States or Russia, China, who has contributed the most in the global warming or in the ozone depleting substances, they will be the leaders in this process. While the responsibility falls on everyone, but they will be the leaders who will be leading, and they'll be the major, because they are the major contributors in it. So both group of developing and developed countries of nations have time bound, binding and measurable commitments. So important points from this slide becomes that Montreal Protocol works for ozone layer, protection of the ozone layer, ODFs, ozone depleting substances, and it works in time bound manner and is binding. Then between 1990 and 2010, the Montreal Protocol led to a reduction of greenhouse gases emissions by an approximate 135 gigatons of CO2. Montreal Protocols since its inception has played a very important role in the protection of the ozone layer. According to the UNEP, without the Montreal Protocol, ozone depletion would have increased by more than 10 times. It would have increased by more than 10 times by 2050 as compared to current levels. And one more is the recovery of ozone layer caused by the Montreal Protocol has been estimated. It has been estimated that because of the Montreal Protocol, around 2 million people each year have been saved from skin cancer. So since its inception, Montreal Protocol has played a very important role for humans and for the protection of the ozone layer also. So in the end, let's see a prelims MCQ which is related to Montreal Protocol. So it states that which among the following statements is or are correct regarding the Montreal Protocol. So statement 1 says it aims to regulate ozone depleting substances, and second, no time limit has been given to phase out ozone depleting substances. So you people need to tell me the correct answer in the comment section, and the codes that you need to follow is 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So let's see how many of you actually have read about the Montreal Protocol. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.